Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jalal and I'm the founder of ClientFlow, a 7-figures client acquisition agency where we help agency owners, consultants and coaches scale to multiple 7 figures a month. And the goal of this video is actually to walk you through the whole system of scaling that we use in our client acquisition company, so you don't have to search for other client and find out different ways and do it consistently, and you have like a feast or famine situation where you're stuck in a disastrous situation, like you don't know where to get the other client from, and you're also stuck in a delivery and acquisition stage, right? So you don't have a system actually to retain a client, and then you are stuck in this quagmire because a continuous cycle of client acquisition actually leads to a business which is broken, right? Which is not giving you the revenue that you need to expect, and that is not scalable, right? So what is actually the scalable model that you can adopt right now and implement it right away, so that your business doesn't need to be constantly hunting for new clients, right? What I'm going to show you today is actually a model that actually helped me and my agency and my company to scale over 7 figures. And why I'm sharing it, because I feel it's my responsibility to give you the knowledge that all the other people are sharing, in their courses and their programs. Personally, I've been through a lot of these programs and I don't see any real value in that, right? Everyone is selling what they do, right? And the value that we need to get from these, like the actual value, they're not providing that. So I really wanted to share that with you here so you can right away, implement it right away. And so the 1 million a year scaling program is actually for those people who are, ready to scale. They have like an offer established, right? You should have an offer. Like by offer, I mean that you should be actually solving a problem in the market, right? Like you shouldn't be just a newborn baby, right? In the industry, you have to have a problem identified that you're solving, right? So if you have a problem identified and you're solving that, you have like some sort of testimonial, then this is the stage where you need a boost, right? Like most of the people, they break the momentum here, but you are the one who won't. If you get this scaling system and you understood it, you're lethal, right? Like have a plan of action to go with, right? So the concept that I'm going to walk you through, you need to understand, and you need to note down each and every. So the concept of walking you through, you need to understand it and note down each and every step, right? So what is actually happening is that, first of all, you have to divide your audiences, like the niche target, the positioning that you have already done, you have to divide it into different segments, right? And once you do that, actually what is happening is that we are doing a mistake. Like normally at this stage of the agency or consultancy or your coaching business, you're targeting everyone in one, through a one message, right? Like one cold DM or one messaging throughout your social platforms. You don't have to do it. You have to have a proper segmentation of your audiences, so you know exactly who to reach out with which messaging, right? And when, right? So if you have that breakdown of the audiences, I think that is the secret of generating attention, right? And then converting them, right? So level 1 audiences are those audiences which are really cool, like they don't know about you, right? For example, if you're an agency owner, you have you're running ads for e-commerce, right? So there are millions of stores out there, right? Millions of people e-commerce. There's a big industry, right? And millions don't know about you, right? These are the cold audiences. So what they do, these cold audiences, they give you the potential, right? This is your potential in the market. Like, so what is happening is that when you start thinking of opportunities, so there are millions of opportunities, millions of people out there who might, a lot of them become your client, right? So you have this opportunity. These are the level 1 audiences, right? And then level 2 are the audiences which interacted with your business in some way, right? Maybe like you posted, or maybe you sent a friend request, or maybe they saw your ad, or in any form or shape, right? Maybe their friend referred, or in any form they interacted with your business, right? In any way, so they know exactly that you exist on earth, right? So this is the interaction that's happening. And level 3 are the audiences which are in your community or in your email list, right? So these are the audiences which actually which are there, and they're being educated by you, constantly. If they're in your community or an email list, it means that they're interacting with you maybe once in a week or twice in a week, right? So they know about you, and also you're educating them, right? So these are the audiences which we call the warm audiences in normal context, but here we have like level 3 audiences. And then we have the level 4, which are the audiences which converted, right, which are now your clients, right? But the journey doesn't end here. For most of the people, when they sell the main offer, they just stop everything. That's not something that you need to do, because we have like a whole cycle of upselling and downselling. So you have to go through that cycle, right? And understanding of that, the approach is really, really important, right? And why I'm saying this is that all the big gurus, like maybe in our industry, the leading players like Alex Ramosi, in all these places, what are they doing is that they have been through the cycle of upselling and downselling in their own industry. If you study the gym launch case study, what they used to do is that like they have the main offer, and then once the main offer is being availed and the customer is really satisfied, then they go through like a retainer, a monthly retainer, or yearly fee or something. So that's something that we obviously is a concept that you can adopt in the long run. So once you understand the audiences and the levels, right, now you know exactly what are the messaging. Now a stupid will actually target all these audiences with one message, right? Now for example, why would you target a level 3 audiences with a message to the level 3 message to a level 1, right? It is ridiculous. You have to have this differentiation, right? And the flow is really important, and everyone out there is not just audiences or not just your clients, right? So this differentiation, what it do is that it filters out the unwanted people and it gives you clarity, right? So once you have your audiences defined, now all these people are there, and you want to generate attention because you want to know, you want to let them know that you exist on planet, right? And you are there to help them solve that problem that you identified in your offer. Then what you do is that you use mediums, right? Like that we have like the main mediums, or paid acquisition, organic acquisition, and then the actual one, like the more reliable is personal branding, right? So level 1 and level 2 audiences are actually acquired through these 3 mediums, right? Like the cold audiences, the level 2 audiences, which might interact with you, maybe if you have like a personal brand or YouTube channel, they watch a video, or maybe they see you on a Facebook if you like the brand is actually growing, or maybe some of the team member or you reached out to someone in a cold DM or something, and maybe you run an ad or something. So these are actually the attention generating mediums which you have to adopt it all, all of them. There is no exception, right? For example, you adopt organic approach, then you will be doing progress, but they will be really slow. The personal branding is much slower than that, but that's much reliable in the long run, right? And it's now the attention economy. So you have to keep that in mind, that without a personal brand, your business is going to lose a lot, right? It might be kicked out of competition by the people and your competitors who have a personal brand, right? Because they have a lot to say, and a lot of people are listening to them, right? And if you have more eyeballs attention, then the flow of money towards you increases, and that's like directly proportional. So the actual reason that I'm saying this is that the importance of personal brand, like I can't stress that more, because why would Elon Musk, like why would someone buy a Tesla if they didn't know about Elon Musk, right? And so all these people that you see on the internet, they have a personal brand and they have a purpose, they know how to use it, right? So start right now. If you don't have it, start a YouTube channel or start any sort of content creation, right? Don't be a consumer. Start the content journey, right? So this is, I think, the $1 million lesson that I can give it to you. Like only this personal brand is going to make you millions, right? Let alone all these strategies that I'm sharing with you. So level 2 audiences that you have, and then you have your personal brand and the organic approach. You're doing organic approaches done on a daily basis, and then you have the paid ad, which is like mostly automated. So you are generating attention through these 3 methods, and then what you're doing is that you are actually then owning that attention, right? So once you own the attention, that's really important. But before that, once you generate the attention, then you educate them, right? So education of the attention means education of your cold audiences, or the audiences which interacted in some way. They know that you exist, but they're not educated about you, right? They don't know what you're offering, and they don't know who you are, like what's your background. So you have to educate them in a way which is in alignment with your brand values, and also that's professional, right? So they know that you can really solve their problem, right? You don't have to be a kid, talking about things. So they get an idea that you don't know nothing, right? You have to have an authority, because that authority over your field is what differentiates you from the competitors, right? People who just, when you talk to them and they are expressing their services, you understand that, how much confidence they have in their services and how much the ability they have to deliver, right? Because most of the people out there, like 90% of them, they have imposter syndrome, the inability to deliver a service, right? So to differentiate between these different categories, you have to be different, and to be different, you need to educate your audiences, right? And how you do it, as I told you, you have to build a community, right? Maybe that's small, maybe that's like 50 people. Well, that's a lot of people, right? So 50 people, maybe one converts, right? So you have to try and create the community from now, and it's a really slow process, I must tell you, right? But it's really something that is going to make you out of your business, out of operations, right? Your business is running, but you'll be out of operation. You won't have to invest more than 50 hours, like 50 hours a week. You can give like 2 hours a day to your business, because community and all these people, attention, education platforms, they actually, what it do is that it buys you a lot of time, right? You invested initially, and then it buys you. It's like a flywheel effect, right? And then social media and YouTube channel, the content that you produce, that's a really powerful way to educate attention, because nowadays, as you know, information is increasing at a faster rate. Everyone is, sharing their opinions, and everyone is really a guru, right? So you have to differentiate, and the differentiation is actually the authenticity. Everyone wants to feel connected to you, right, on a human level. So that authenticity is now the new currency, right? So attention generation plus authenticity creation by educating your audiences is actually the secret to converting your client into a long-term successful, business partner. And then, you have to have a unique insight in your industry, right? So that why would someone trust you? You can foresee the future, right? So you're a leader, and you can foresee and you can predict in some way that this industry is going to be in this way, or you can bring in such results with such data, right? So if you have that sort of what we say in intuition and insight, I think that is something that people then trust, and they actually give you, that they believe, right? Because they find you in the authority position. And also you have to build an email list, which is like the most effective way, because your audiences and all the platforms are not yours. They are the audiences of the platforms, right? Anytime Facebook or any platform collapsed, no one is there. Your business is, your business will come to nothing, right? It's just ashes. So you have to build your own audiences, and your email list is actually your real audiences, right? So then after that, once you start educating the attention, then you own it, right? So anyone who converts it, right? Some are your client. If someone doesn't convert, they are in your community. And then what you do is that the one that converts, actually, you can then start partnering up with them. You sell your main offer, and then as I told, the whole flow of the upselling and downselling, and then when you create a client retention mechanism, then you know exactly where you are going to sell them what, right? So that's a whole sequence that you have to offer. And then the testimonial that you get from the client, the references that you get from the first client that you actually satisfy and deliver, is actually the main source of growth, right? So then there, like on the attention generation phase, you have a lot, like the main three pillars, but here you also get the referrals, which is also like the most powerful, because that's the proved method, throughout the business era, right? So this is something that is a model. If you understood it the right way and the right science, I think this model is going to transform your whole business, right? And why I'm saying this, because I've personally tried it. I'm still, following it, and I'll follow it for the next decade, right? Because this is the only way that I can see. And, the new insights or the new ideas or the new models that I'm adopting constantly, doing research and, consulting my over 50 agencies that we are working with and scaling, and we are adopting, such strategies, right? This is actually the foundation, right? So once you start building this, and then you will face some problems, right? And then to face this problem, you will have to solve them, and to solve them, you will do research, right? And you'll build your own models, right? And that's the actual stage where you just start scaling. Like, you build systems, and then that's the magical point where everything starts to explode, right? And the people they're making millions, there isn't any secret to that. They actually go into the details. So the fortune, the wealth is actually lying in the details. So you have to dig down deeper, right? It's not just selling ads or, doing short form content agency or, creating social media management agency. That's not something that is actually working in the long run, because that's going to be replaced by AI in next 4 to 5 years. So you have to have a service which is actually irresistible for the client. Like, it is brainless for the client and they actually need it, right? So you have to position yourself, and it needs a lot of work, and it needs model like this. So you have the whole flow where things are doing the actual work, right? So that was it for today. And if you want us and my team, we have like a 7 figures team where we do the whole consulting plus the actual work of bringing in high value clients and scaling your agency with systems, then you can definitely book a call. I have a link in the description. You can book a call from there, me or my team member. We will be on the call with you. We'll diagnose your agency. We'll find out if you're a best fit or not. And that is something that, we handle the acquisition, so you focus on delivery, and then we scale you to over 100K a month. So yeah, I think that is it for today. And if you have any question, you can definitely ask in the comment section and share your thoughts. And I think that will be really, really appreciated. Thank you so much. Take care.